talk about one of the most confusing, but also one of the most critical parts of SAP EWM, the availability group. If you've ever looked at that term and just kind of scratched your head, believe me, you are not alone. It sounds super technical, but it's actually the single most important bridge between what's physically happening in your warehouse and your company's financial books. So over the next few minutes, we're going to demystify this thing once and for all.
Okay, so let's just get right to the heart of the matter with this big question. In the classic SAP world, you know how it is. Everything, and I mean everything, revolves around the plant and the storage location. So why on earth does EWM, this super advanced, top-of-the-line warehouse system, seem to ignore all that and play by a completely different set of rules? Well, that's the exact puzzle we're going to solve today.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at the two different worlds of stock. Then we'll meet the bridge, the availability group itself that connects them. We'll see how the systems are connected, and then we'll follow a palette on its journey. We'll even figure out who's really in charge of the stock. And finally, the big one, why any of this actually matters for running a smarter warehouse. Let's dive in. To start, you've got to understand that SAP ERP and EWM look at the concept of stock from two completely different perspectives. For the ERP, it's all about the money, the accounting, the high-level planning. But for EWM, it's about the physical reality, what's happening right now on the concrete floor of the warehouse. And you can really see that difference right here. On the left, you've got the ERP view. To the ERP, stock is just a quantity in a bucket called a storage location. That's it. It's an accountant's perfect world. But on the right, EWM needs to know the real story. It's asking questions like, is this stock damaged? Is it going through quality inspection? Can my team actually pick it for an order? And that's where these very specific EWM stock types become absolutely essential. So we have these two systems speaking totally different languages. How in the world do we get them on the same page? We need a translator, right? Something that can take the ERP's language of storage locations and translate it into EWM's language of physical stock status. And that, my friends, is the availability group. It's our bridge. And here it is, the formal definition. But let's break it down. An availability group is just a piece of configuration. It's a simple rule. All it does is tell EWM, hey, whenever you see stock coming from this particular plant and this particular storage location, I want you to treat it with this specific status inside the warehouse. That's all it is. I love this quote because it just nails the concept perfectly. The availability group isn't the stock itself. It's the rule book. It's the translator that makes sure the finance team and the warehouse team are looking at the same version of reality, even if they're using completely different words to describe it. Okay, let's pull back the curtain for a second and see how this translation actually works inside the system. It's actually way more logical and straightforward than you might think. So under the hood, EWM uses a simple little mapping table, just like this one. When a delivery comes in, EWM looks at three things: the plant, the storage location it's coming from, and the logical system, which is just a fancy name for the ERP system it came from. Those three pieces of information act like a key, and they point to exactly one availability group. So as you see here, the ROD storage location points to one group, and the AFS one points to a completely different one. Simple as that. So, think of the whole process like a quick three-step handshake. Step 1, the inbound delivery arrives, knocking on EWM's door with the ERP's plant and storage location info. Step 2, EWM does that lightning-fast lookup in the table to find the right availability group. And Step 3, it combines that group with the general status from the ERP to create the final, super-specific EWM stock type. And that is what gives the warehouse team their marching orders. And thankfully, SAP has made this whole thing a lot easier to manage in S4HANA. I mean, gone are the days of trying to remember what a cryptic code like 0001 actually meant. Now you can create meaningful, descriptive names that tell you the plant and storage location just by looking at them. It seems like a small change, but trust me, it brings a massive amount of clarity to the system.
Okay, enough theory.
Theory is great, but let's make this real. We're going to follow a single pallet of goods from the moment it hits the loading dock to the moment it's ready to be sold, and we'll see exactly how the availability group works every step of the way. Now, a really common and frankly really smart way to set this up is by using two different storage locations in the ERP to track the goods receipt process. One is for stock that's just been received on dock, which we'll call ROD, and the other is for stock that's truly available for sale, or AFS. So, stage 1. Picture it. The truck backs up, the doors open, and the team unloads the pallet. That moment, in the ERP system, the stock is posted to that received on dock storage location. EWM sees this ROD tag, does its little lookup dance, and automatically assigns an availability group. This translates to an EWM stock type that basically says, okay, this stuff is physically here, it looks good, but it's not on the final shelf yet, do not sell it. And now, here comes the magic. As soon as a warehouse operator moves that pallet to its final storage bin and scans it, beep, EWM triggers an automatic posting change in the ERP. It tells the ERP, hey, move this inventory from the ROD location to the AFS location. This instantly changes the availability group in EWM, updating the stock type to fully unrestricted use. And just like that, the sales team can see it, they can sell it, and it's available for picking. All from one single scan, all in real time.
So, the availability group tells us the status of the stock, what we can do with it. But EWM is smart. It needs to answer another really important question. Who's actually in charge of this stuff? And this is where we need to understand the crucial difference between the owner and the party entitled to dispose.
This is actually pretty simple. The owner is, well, the legal owner of the goods. The classic example here is vendor consignment stock. It's sitting in your warehouse, but your vendor still legally owns it. The party entitled to dispose, however, is the one who has the right to actually use that stock, to plan with it, to move it, to sell it. In most cases, that's going to be your plant. And EWM tracks these two things separately, which is absolutely vital for more complex scenarios. Okay, we've been deep in the technical details. We've followed the journey of a pallet. So let's zoom all the way out. Let's talk about the big picture. Why did SAP build it this way? What's the grand design here? Well, the answer really comes down to two huge concepts: flexibility and clarity. This whole model gives you four massive benefits. First is decoupling. This is huge. It means your physical warehouse layout is no longer chained to your company's financial org chart. You can manage stock from multiple plants, even multiple company codes, all under one roof. Second, that gives you incredible flexibility. You can design warehouse processes that are actually efficient for moving boxes, not just for making the accountants happy. Third, you get precise, real-time visibility. Everyone knows the true status of the inventory all the time. And finally, you get clarity. You always know exactly who owns the stock and who's allowed to use it. So, you see, the availability group isn't just some technical setting you have to configure. It's a powerful, strategic tool. It is the key that unlocks EWM's ability to run a truly modern, flexible, and transparent warehouse. So the real question I want to leave you with is this. Now that you understand the why behind it all, how can you use this concept to start designing even smarter processes in your own warehouse?
All right, let's